Hey, welcome to another Copy AI live demo. Today, I'm going to show you how to write faster with artificial intelligence. And this will be kind of a fast start guide for Copy.ai. So whether you're brand new or you've been using it for a while, this will be a good rundown of what's popular, what's working right now for the 3 million plus Copy AI users, and quick glance at what's new and how to get your tasks done faster with artificial intelligence. So this will be a 1 hour live demo plus Q&A to help you write better copy in less time with AI. I see some of you joining on live. Just want to say hello, welcome. Go ahead and comment below. Let me know where you are watching from. There are users all around the world, so it's always fun to see where you're hanging out today. We'll go through at the beginning here, popular tools and templates, and then we'll dive into some common writing tasks that pretty much everyone has to figure out at some point in their business: sales copy, social media posts, educational content, blogs, and emails. And I'd love to make this more relevant to you. So if you are hanging out today, I'll send an invite your way. If you want me to write some copy for your business, just post a comment with some details about what you need to write, and we can have some fun and actually get things done. And if you have any questions right out of the gate, let me know. Hey, Peter in New York, what's up? Good afternoon from Columbia. Awesome. Abby in Oklahoma. We've got Bernie hanging out down in Fort Lauderdale. Right on. And I'd love to help you out. So if you have any questions right now, let me know. If you would like me to write some copy for your business, just drop a quick comment describing what you need to write and any relevant details. And again, if you're just joining live, drop a comment. Let us know where you are hanging out right now. Jonathan, what's up in California? Frank in Chicago. Nice. I am down in Austin, Texas, but I grew up in California, so love it out there. Actually, I was there last week, and I'll be there again next week or this week. Cool. Toronto, Orange County. Question from Bernie: when will a rewrite feature be available? So that's something the team is working on closely. So a lot of times people want to take a big chunk of content, maybe something they've seen on a blog somewhere, and they're like, hey, I would love to just say that in a different way. The AI is okay at doing that right now. I could share some tips maybe later on how you could take some big concepts and write up fresh content that's obviously not copying them, but it is similar. In the future, the AI will be able to scan large chunks of content, deconstruct them, and then rewrite them in new ways in a few seconds. So that's something the team's working on closely right now, and no update there, but it's a big focus and a huge request that people have. All right, let's see. Abby, I need to update a welcome sequence for a lead magnet. Nice. What type of lead magnet is it? Is it maybe just tell me about the product, or like what the value of it is and who it's for, and I'll try to help you out with that. Cool. More of you joining on. Great. We'll get started here just in a second. Orlando. And again, if you're joining live, you can drop a comment telling me about your business or what you're working on, what you need to get done today, and I will try to do some real world demos. And you can just watch as we go through the process of figuring out, all right, I have a task. How do I tackle that? How do I get it done faster with Copy AI? Awesome. Good crowd today. So quick intro here. Why should you use Copy AI? What the heck is going on here? I'll explore some of the technical stuff later in this demo, but just a quick rundown. Speed to first draft is really the key. So you can get something out of your head, a really rough idea out of your head, and watch the AI expand that into something beautiful and well-written in just a few seconds. It'll help you save time, reduce stress, and boost your productivity. It's really good for blogging, social media, content writing, website copy, ads, emails, and so much more. And actually now over 3 million people have signed up for Copy AI in 2 years. It launched 2 years ago. So we are in the early days of AI. It's a really exciting time, and glad to have you here today. Let's go ahead and get started. Awesome. I see some of the questions coming in, or the some of the details. All right. So use it for writing website and blog content. Right on. Let's see here. Need to send an email letter regarding a name change. Ooh, this is very specific for an insurance company. Okay, this is actually a fun one. I'm going to show you a new feature that you might not know about. And this will give you a little bit of a sneak peek into where Copy AI is going. Right now, you may have already seen this. With Copy AI, you have this interface here where you can create a new project. Some of the popular tools are right here at the top. So, blog post wizard, Instagram captions. The freestyle tool is a flexible tool that will let you write pretty much anything. Just tell it in plain English what you want to write, and it will get started for you. The blog post wizard is an all in one tool to help guide you through a process of writing out the first draft of a complete blog, around 1,000 words written in just a few clicks. So that's a really fun one. We'll demo that today. Instagram captions, that's common for people using, writing quick, quirky little descriptions for Instagram posts or any social media. And on the left over here, you have tools and templates. I really recommend, if you're new to Copy AI, try starting with some templates. The reason I recommend that is because these are common tasks that might come up. You may find something here that can work for your needs. But the most important thing is you'll start to see how to write a good input. So you have to consider the AI as an assistant. So again, if you are writing an email, and let's say that it was that welcome or confirmation email, we saw that request a second ago, you can start with a template. So you can click on that and then start a new project. And I want you to notice the input structure. So what it did is it opened up the freestyle tool, which you can find anytime over here by searching in a specific tool. But you may find that the freestyle tool can handle pretty much anything you need because you can tell it what you want to create. The other tools are more trained for specific tasks, but the freestyle tool kind of figures out what you need. So if you put a welcome email here and what you need to create, you have to give it some input here. So you need to tell the AI enough information to get it to write something that will work for your needs. And on the right over here, you have an editor that you can close or, tuck that away for later. Each project, you can name your project. Let's call it welcome email. You can, you have a specific editor for that project. And you also have saved content. So let's go ahead and write something up here. It's a tech buying guide for social media creators. Awesome. All right. So product, I think your question earlier, or your task, was a welcome email sequence from a lead magnet. Cool. So they're getting this freebie, and let's go ahead and just make this first welcome email right now. All right. So a tech buying guide for social media creators. So product, a free tech buying guide for social media creators. My question there, since I don't know about it, is, what is this for? Is it giving them tools, the types of tools they should use? Is it helping them automate their workflow? What kind of tech tools? Is it like webcam equipment? I guess there's so many directions you can go. And that's really what the AI is wondering too. If you don't give it enough information, it'll make things up. So you can add some benefits. In this case, I don't really know anything. So like what to expect next. Let's just tell them, get the guide here and join our Facebook group, right? So that's generally some kind of welcome email. You can tell them some other actions that they can take. And it's also adding some context here. So you can actually, in plain English, talk to the AI to tell it what you want. So this template, you notice it added some variables. Maybe I can put in some benefits, some details, but it's also just straight up talking to the AI. So welcome the reader, explain the value proposition, and share what to expect next. So you can guide it even further just by typing in instructions like that. So tone here, friendly. You can make up your own tones, but the defaults here are really handy. So you can just pick a tone that matches your brand if you find one that works. If you're not really sure, just go with a friendly tone that's nice and neutral. Let's create some content. So in just one click, it will try to figure this out. So a free tech buying guide for social media creators. What is that? I'm not even sure. It's going to make some things up. So let's take a look here. We know there are a lot of options when it comes to social media tools for creators. We want to make sure you get the most out of your investment. All right, this is sounding valuable already to help you make the best decision for your needs and budget. This guide breaks down some of the major considerations. So you see, it's filling in the gaps. It's actually figuring out or trying to make up what this is. If this is way off, Abby, then that means you need to give it more context. But you can see here pretty quickly, you could actually use this copy not only for a welcome email, but for the landing page and for your marketing materials. So in one click, that first result, pretty interesting. It's actually describing the pain point, the problem. And what you did really well in this input was you told it who it's for. So right here for social media creators, that's going to help the AI a lot. If you just said a tech buying guide, it may think, well, is this for, major corporations, like huge companies with millions of dollars in budget? Is it for, like, you can imagine all the scenarios of a tech buying guide, but now you've niched down for social media creators, and it's able to pull from that and come up with some really compelling copy and pain points, right? It's describing the benefits here as best as it can. So let's see here. Oh, nice. I nailed it. Recording equipment. Look at that. So that's totally unique then. So recording, is that for like audio podcasters? Is this video YouTube creators? I'll just try this in. A free tech buying guide for social media creators to help them buy the right tools to create more engaging video content. I'm going to make up that assumption right now, but that is the level of communication you need to have with the AI to get what you need. All right. So just by adding a little bit of information, let's go ahead and take a look at what we get. So I can scan through. And the cool thing is, if I like that, I can come back to it later. We could save that here. And again, that will go up into that saved folder. So I have a tab up here, saved content, and I can come back to that later. You can also keep scanning through and just see what else it came up with. I really like doing this. Just scan through really quickly, see what jumps out to you. And if you find bits and pieces that you like, maybe you like the intro on one of them. Let's say it was look at that. It's actually creating kind of a brand statement. We believe that tech should be accessible to everyone, right? It's making up some kind of like mission that you have. And that's a reinforcing like a core brand belief in a welcome email. That's a great place to put it. So maybe you like something like that to kick it off. Maybe you like other pieces. Again, if I find things that are really well written that I like, I often pull these out and maybe save them, or I start to write this up, about us. You can start to write up your own website copy. Again, just from an email, sometimes that's a great way to start, is like reverse engineering your whole process. And a welcome email is a great place to kind of reinforce your core message, describe the pain point, present your solution, talk about all the benefits that they're going to have, and you're always selling, right? Even if it's a free tech guide like this, you're always speaking to the pain point, the desires, and how you're helping them. So that's going to really create a narrative in their mind and a deeper relationship with you and your brand. And the AI, you see, the AI understands all this. It's very good at doing that for you. So I'm just trying to help you understand what's going on here and truly like the magic that's happening, even if you don't give it specific details. But what I look for is all these, uh, maybe that wouldn't be an about us, but just so you can see, I would grab pieces out and kind of document that for later, or you can just save them and continue on. Now, let's see what it does with more detail. All right. So it's kind of broad before. If we add to create more engaging video content, now we have clarity of what the user is trying to do and how you're really helping them. So I added that in. Let's see how that changes the copy. Look at this. I'm sure you've heard that you need to be creating video content for your business, but it can be hard to know where to start. So now it's actually speaking to their current situation, their current frustration. The good news is we've got a free tech buying guide for social media creators that will help you buy the right tools to create more engaging content. We know how overwhelming it can be to figure out. All right, a little redundant here, but it is reinforcing some of those key points. Let's keep scanning. It's a little broad. I want to see something more. I like this. This sounds really nice. You come to the right place. Reinforcing the core message, full of tips and advice on how to choose the right tools for your needs. It's full of examples. Now, oftentimes when you see what the AI writes, people use that to enhance their offer. So, what if instead of just a list, what if you also had a list full of examples? Now, this is where the creativity of the AI can help you sell a lot more stuff because it can help you actually come up with ideas for your product, how to improve it, how to better engage with your audience. This one's a little bit more clear, understanding the context of where they are. And that's another thing now when you're writing with AI, give it better context. So what I might consider here, since some of these were a little bit vague, what to expect next, context of the email. By context, we're just trying to describe the situation. They just um, signed up to receive this free guide. This email will be sent to them right after they sign up to welcome them and give them the guide. All right, so that right there may help us refine further. Again, I'm showing you really how to work with AI to get something more specific to your needs. If you see it kind of wandering off and just doing general copy, that could be useful for an early creative brainstorming phase. But when you have something really specific in mind, you can get super nuanced and just talk to it in plain English what you need, the whole situation, and let's see how it handles that. Right here, this is a little bit more of what you'd expect from a welcome email. Thanks for signing up, right? They're looking for that. Thank you. We're excited to share it with you and we think you'll love it. Really to the point there and a little bit more understanding the context. Now, this is the only situation where it's off track, right? Because they don't need to take any further action. So if I was going to fine tune further, or maybe I would let them know like there's nothing they need to do, they can just click the link. All right. And that's okay. I can delete this and edit it too. So if so this didn't quite make sense, and that's fine. It's not going to be perfect, but again, speed to first draft. That one's a lot better. So again, having multiple results can help you because it's not always going to be perfect. The AI doesn't know everything about the situation, but you see it's doing a really good job of getting you a first draft written up that's super well written, understands the whole situation. And look at this. It'll help you answer questions like, do I need an external mic? How much storage space do I need? Should I get a new camera? It's actually figured out what kind of questions might be on their mind. Now it's highlighting the benefits of the Facebook group, which I kind of mentioned would be a next step. All right, so that is a quick intro. Again, why I recommend starting with templates is because you'll see some starting point structure, uh, but then you can start to customize this. And this is where you're going to get really good at getting the AI to write for you, and it's going to save you a lot of time when you learn how to communicate in plain English, describe what you need to the AI, describe the context, and it can weave all that together for you beautifully. All right, let me take a look at some comments. Perfect. Great. Glad that was helpful. So that same thing can work for any step of the process, Abby. So you mentioned you're doing a sequence. Well, that would be a welcome email, right? The same concept would apply for, let's say, a second email in my, if I could spell. The cool thing is you don't even have to be perfect with what you type in. It can be a little bit rough. Second email in my automated email sequence to provide value and mention other ways, or let's see, and keep my subscriber engaged. That's how like specific you can be. All right, so a second email, and now we'll say it would just be different information. So email topic Maybe it's why you, or maybe they're if they're already social media content creators, let's say like the best types of videos to create. Sorry, my typing is bad today. Okay, best type of videos to create. Context. I would just be more specific there. This is the second email in my sequence, and I want to share some valuable tips to help them put their new equipment to good use. And I could even say, like in email one, I gave them my free guide on blah blah blah. Right. So just crafting out the situation, just do that for each email, and you'll get amazing results. And that's really the value of the freestyle tool is anything that you can think of, you just have to tell it. This is one of the things that people don't really understand is like this is very new technology, so it's okay. It's changing very quickly, but this is one of the big breakthroughs that's happened in the last year is your ability to just in plain English describe what you need and the AI can actually understand that. They call it natural language. So talk to it as if it's a person sitting right next to you that has all the information and knowledge in the world, but they don't know what you need specifically. So you just have to tell it what you need and it can fill in the gaps. All right, let's see here. We got a question from Frank. A writing guide that shows inconsistent writers how to use gratitude, generosity, grace, and grit, the 4 Gs, very nice, to build a writing practice or habit. Okay, so a landing or a hero page. Interesting. Okay, so I would look here at templates. There's a few ways to get started. So let's say that's your task. It's a landing page or a hero page. In the past, what you would do is look over here in the tools section and maybe find website copy. There are some tools here, landing page, hero text. The only downside to these tools is they are very specific. So they're going to do one thing in particular. And that was all that the AI was capable of in the past. It required a lot of very specific training. So all of these are trained specifically to do something. But what I recommend is actually, if you look at the templates now, these actually use the freestyle tool. So if we look at website copy, you'll see sales landing page and about us. And again, that's a good starting point. So let's take a look here at the landing page. Let's just update the current project. So again, I would just do, I'm going to call this demo. It's more of a broad effect here. Sales landing page, the product, the target audience, the features, benefits. So if you can list those out. And that's one style of putting your input in. But if you literally just type in something like this, the product, again, a writing guide that shows inconsistent writers how to use gratitude, generosity, grace, and grit to build a writing practice habit. My question for you is who is the target audience? I guess it's inconsistent writers, but if there was any more details, are these professional writers? Are these people trying to build a writing habit on the side as part of their marketing efforts? Or is this like business owners who want to build a personal brand on social media? Is this, book writers, creative writers? There's so many different paths that you could take. And the more specific you are with this type of customer, the more value you're going to get out of the words that the AI writes because it can dig into those specific needs. All right, so the product, we have the details there. I'm going to just delete because I'm super lazy. Let's just delete all the features. You could add stuff like that. Target audience, that's what I would like to see, Frank, if you can type that in. But in the meantime, I'll delete that. We'll just try a really rough one. So sales landing page, the product, maybe let's be persuasive here. So I'm going to click on persuasive. And let's write some copy for that. Let's see what it comes up with. A landing, hero pages. So we're looking for like big, bold headlines. We're looking for a description of the pain point, the problem. Do you want to be a writer? We know it's not easy. We know how it takes time and patience. So it's making up that it's free. It may not be. I'm not sure what you're charging for it. So it's giving them a nice call to action here. And that's another thing to consider. All right, this first draft, we got I'm seeing some holes in my input, right? It's not quite sure what the first draft is. It's making up that it's free and they put their name and email. Something to think about. Let's see what else it came up with. Okay, interesting pain point here. So if it's not quite on track with the pain point, you can describe more details in your input to tell it what the real problem is. It's decent. I guess it's kind of vague if we look back here. It's pretty vague. So I think Frank, more details would be better. But just looking through, let's see what else we got. Writing practice hasn't been working. Let's see. You have a theory about what it might be. Interesting. Not sure about that one. Writing. Okay, here we go. This is that would be more resonating. It's easy to get discouraged and give up, but it's not to be the way instead of focusing on things you can't do. That will last by using these 4 pillars of consistent writing success. All right, that's a good line right there. Okay, let's see. First time authors. Here we go. Now we're talking. All right. First time. Let's do this. You can use this formula here. You see how I'm kind of writing some text and then a colon like that. First time authors, novelists, fantasy, fiction, and wow, this is very specific. This is good. Inspirational, nonfiction. All right. A way better understanding here, the target audience. You could also just, again, use natural language. This is one way of typing in your input. You can also just do the target audience is. Again, natural language works fine, but this is maybe a faster way to just get that detail in there. All right, let's see what else could we say. The call to action, is there a price point? That's where I think we're missing. Like, what is the price point? What are the problems? And we're kind of vague here as well. What are you looking to create? A sales landing page? Well, it's going to cover a lot of bases there. So it's kind of broad. If we actually got into like describe the pain point in detail and provide examples of how this is affecting their life, or you could actually type that in and it will dig into the pain point or the problem, or talk about all the benefits and opportunities available to them if they were to figure out and solve this problem. That's what we're saying here with what are you looking to create? You can actually tell it more vividly what you want. You know, if you're writing up a sales page, generally you have this kind of roller coaster of emotion on the sales page where you have the overall sales pitch, and then it's like the big benefits or key takeaways that they're going to get. Maybe you dig into the problem and the pain point and then describe your story of how you uncovered this or created this solution for them, your own qualifications and background, maybe some examples of how other people have used that product to get the results that they want, and then another final call to action at the bottom. You know, that's kind of a structure of like opportunity, problem, story, results and examples, and then call to action. So that energetic, journey that you take them down on a sales page could have different sections that you need to dive into. So if we just say sales landing page, that's just kind of a really broad, high level thing. You may even consider using different tones for different sections of a sales page. Maybe you want to be more empathetic. So if you're writing about the problem, the pain point, you can use an empathetic tone. If you're calling them to action and inspiring them to, motivating them to move forward, persuasive could be useful. So let's see now that we gave it more details, what it comes up with. Hard to find time, motivation, and the inspiration to write every day, especially, okay, if you've never done it before. So there you go. It's digging into the first time writer. What if there was a way to make it easier? What if there was a way for even an inconsistent writer like you to build consistent writing habit? Showing how to use gratitude. This guide will walk you through how to write every day using these 5 elements. Is it 5 or 4? 1, 2. Well, you could change that. 4. Easy fix. Interesting. Let's keep going. You've got a story to tell, but if you're not sure how to you're not sure how to go about actually telling it. That's a right there. That's a good hook, grabbing their attention. You've tried every trick in the book. It's describing their problem. That's pretty good. Problem is that your story has been trapped inside your head for too long and it needs to get out. Some good stuff here. You see where it's going with this. You could easily, like, again, starting point here, grab this, tweak it a bit, and you're off and running. All right, some good stuff there. Let's keep looking. What they may have tried. Make writing a daily part of your life. That sounds pretty good. You know the feeling. That's pretty good. I like this one. Nice and clean. I would save that and maybe start to weave some of this together. Anything that you like, you can start pulling it out, pasting it over here in the editor, and even start looking at formatting, like how this may be useful. So that's kind of a broad one here. Now, if you see that and you're like, cool, that's a good starting point. But again, let's describe the problem in detail and empathize with their struggle detail by explaining how this is affecting their life. Is it affecting, effecting? I don't know. Okay, let's try that. It'll figure it out. And let's do empathetic tone. So sales copy is this balance of like having empathy for their situation, moving them into action, strong calls to action, and also describing and painting a picture of what's possible. So we'll try that next. Let's try describing the problem in detail. Okay, it gives us a little bit there, and then the AI kind of naturally moves towards solving the problem. So here we go. This looks a little bit more vivid. All right, it's doing more empathy here. Look at that. It's really digging into the empathy. Now, I want to point out one thing. If you notice it ended here, so it can only write so much at one time. What you can do is paste this over into the editor. The problem. Let's dig into the problem here. Let's paste that in, and now at the end, you'll notice there's a new feature here. You can press tab and it will complete the thought. Can help. Well, what is it going to help? Let's see. It'll give us a few options to choose from. Help you get unstuck in your writing practice. Okay, gave me one option there. Let's look. Help you overcome writer's block and get your writing off the ground again. Help you become a better writer. Each chapter contains. All right, let's see. Even gave us a bullet point list. Not bad. All right, so I can just grab some of that and see if there's something good. I think I like that one, and maybe we don't need that. There we go. Finish the thought. All right, so that's really the process here. We don't have to be you don't have to change up the input as much here as what you're looking to create. So you saw how just by changing what we want to create and telling it to like really like dig into the problem, describe the problem, go into details, empathize with their situation. We can scan through this and there's going to be some other amazing like jaw-dropping stuff in here. It's really empathizing in a personal way, so it's writing kind of to them. It's very like motivational here. Let's see. It's describing like a scenario, helping like imagine is a great word for sales copywriting. Now it's actually bringing up, look at this, new characters' feelings about their new surroundings. Maybe we just need a better way to describe but every description feels so clunky and artificial. How do you make your readers feel like they're experiencing the world with your characters? Interesting. Those are some unique pain points for that target audience, right? So by getting clear on the target audience, it can dig into the pain points that's on their mind. How does it know what's on their mind? Well, let's take a look real quick before I go through your questions. How does it understand all this? Well, it's really good at a few things. Selling stuff. You see the default with AI is to, let me go full screen, to sell products and services. It's got a natural kind of like persuasive angle here. It's good at actually writing general educational content. So in your email sequence, as we discussed earlier, you can have educational tips and just help them as best you can, like things they should be thinking about, questions that come up. You can even have the AI write like affirmations and turn that into videos or audio recordings where you help them, think more positively or, whatever it is. You can do so much with creative, educational, and helpful content. And then finally, just brainstorming what the heck is my customer worried about? What are the pain points that they're feeling? Can the AI uncover some of these things that maybe I knew intuitively, but I couldn't describe or was struggling to really get clear on? It can help you essentially with instant market research, where it's pulling from all its database of knowledge, and it can help you actually just write out what their pain points are, what their desires are in one click. So it's fast, plagiarism free, and it's original content that you can use anywhere. Now, I'm going to get more into some of the tech in a moment, how the magic happens. Let me see. I got some questions coming in. All right. My idea is to talk about how to make, okay. So, like networking, how to make friends by hosting cocktail parties. That would be really cool. So, let's see. Write an educational social media post. And let's just say topic, how to make friends by hosting cocktail parties. Now, what will be really interesting is who the target audience is. Is this, single people looking for a romantic partner? Is this business people looking to do business networking? I'll say this is, professionals looking to expand their network in their local area. It's a little bit more of a professional networking. And let's just say you can come up with any tone that you want. You can just type it in and then click create, helpful. Let's just say fun as a tone. And all your recent tones that you put in here will show up here. So let's try a fun tone and see what it comes up with here with an educational social media post, topic, the target audience. I'm actually curious what it comes up with. All right, it's creating kind of a dialogue. Pretty good. Plenty of food and drinks. People need to be comfortable. Give everyone their own name cards. All right, there's some tips. Let's see what else it came up with. Now it's actually like digging into their desires. You can invite everyone on your street. Let's see. You can also ask guests to bring your favorite snack. I mean, lots of tips here. So that is a way to just have some thoughts written up. I'm really curious what else you want to do with that, because you could build a whole business around that, like an online course, a workshop, weekend workshops where you help people do this. I don't know. I mean, training programs, a YouTube channel, maybe physical products with like game prompts, or like, turn these best practices into some kind of game or activity that you could sell as a physical product, or like an app maybe that has like auto-generated icebreakers and then a way to like document their information and like start to build out your network through an app or something. I don't know. Like there's so much you could do within just that topic. And the AI could actually help you with all of those things, right? Describing the product, let's just say it was, describe product, and we'll just say goal, help people make friends by hosting cocktail parties. We could say the product, a mobile app to help you, um, document your new friends. I mean, you can really just describe it like document your new friends, so you can keep track of their interests, skills, and needs, target audience. Let's say it also gives you icebreakers and cocktail drink ideas to make it fun and easy. And so now you're taking an idea and you're expanding. You can even ask it to come up with business ideas, come up with marketing angles, come up with whatever you need. You can just tell the AI what you want. What is it that you're stuck with? Now, sometimes it'll just kind of repeat what you said, and that's not always as helpful. If we scan down, though, you'll get more creativity. Pretty interesting. Looking to expand your network. We know. All right, let's see. So there's a little bit more of a sales pitch here. See, we're coming up with a whole business, just like that. Now you can come up with also. Let's do this: a list of um, cool blog and social. I'm going to say this: a list of 10 social media post ideas to attract my ideal customer. Now, what kind of content could you create to start to attract people to this? Fun. We'll keep that fun tone. Why not? While that's going, let me take a look here at. Hey, sorry if it's coming in a little bit blurry. It should be recording in HD, so you may have to come back to the replay. It'll be HD on YouTube when it's done recording. And yeah, Frank, so more situational. The more you can kind of give it context, you'll see some real magic happen if you literally just tell it what you're trying to create, the problem, like any little details. You don't have to be overly detailed here, but just guide it enough. So in this case, I'm trying to tell the AI, let's help me come up with some cool content ideas, right? So I've got the product, I just described it. Maybe we got the landing page, they can sign up and get it, or I'm doing like a Kickstarter to get the idea out there. How do I start sharing interesting content? All right, here we go. Best apps, tips for making your guests happy and comfortable, how to make your guests have a great time, the best way to get people talking. These are really good. Icebreakers, cocktail recipes that will blow their minds, what not to wear. So all of these could become like content to fill up your social media channels, right? And start to build your audience. 10 great, let's see, 10 benefits, how to make your first cocktail party a success on a budget, top 5 things you should bring, 3 ways to make your next networking event more fun. All of these are really good. Okay, so that's another way to use Copy AI to come up with like, brainstorming, right? What if we actually had it write the icebreakers? A list of 10 icebreakers to help you network, to help you connect with more people at your next business networking event. I'm going to remove the product description here because we don't really need that here. Fun. I'm going to try fun is fine. So, list of 10 icebreakers. Look at this. Now we've got actual content. The cool thing here is you could actually turn this into long form content. So let's say we had this. What if you wanted to make this like an actual video or right there, just that list could be great for a social media post. What if you wanted to expand on each of those sections? Here's a cool tip. I'm going to create, I'm going to expand on these. I don't really like number one. It's like the worst one. Let's see. Your 10 eyes are connect with more people. All right. So let's try this out. I'm gonna say a section of a blog article. And let's say the blog topic. And I'm showing you different examples of what you can do here. Any task that you have, think about how you can plug it into Copy AI and get it to write for you. So I want to write an expanded section on this. So let's say blog topic, we'll say section topic, target audience. Let's try that one out. I'm going to say helpful here. Let's just go with helpful and friendly as a tone. So what I did here, freestyle tool, section of a blog article, the blog topic, the blog section, the target audience, and now watch, it's going to write up that section. Let's see. Any of these could be good. So let's just consider this like a section of a video or an article or even an online course. And you can now scan through all these results. Maybe I don't love that one. Let's see what else it came up with. It's really giving you good instructions. I mean, that one looks more, thoughtful, some extra details, but look how fast that happens, right? So now we have, 10 icebreakers to connect more people at your next business networking event. We have section here, favorite business book, a description of that. Then you can just go through each one of these. So let's just do it again. Swap out that one section. All right, so this is just one strategy. And what's really cool here is you're thinking in the right structure. Okay, so this is a good practice. If you're looking for it to write a piece of a bigger picture of content, you're like, I want to narrow in on this, but I wanted to understand the whole framework. All right, so by following this strategy, you can get it to dial in and understand the bigger context of what you're writing about. In this case, writing in like a blog style is good because it knows that there's going to be other sections of the blog. So you're telling it there's, the overall topic. You're telling it specifically what you want to focus on in this writing and who it's for, so it can pick up more of the, pain points or desires of your customer. Let's see this one, why you love being in the industry. So sometimes it'll just repeat like the selling pitch. Just you can skip through that. Let's see. I love when it does this. For example, like a little bit more nuanced content. All right, so that's kind of educational content. That's a style of writing longer form content, expanding on topics, and but keeping it in the understanding of where you are and what your goal is. So earlier we talked about email writing. Like if you want to share some tips and value, you could use the same strategy to write up an email. And if you rewind and go back through this process, you'll see how we came up with the 10 icebreakers. This could be a series of 10 emails. So think about that, right? This could be 10 days worth of content posting, really like a whole month. If you did one every 3 days, like, hey, this month we're doing icebreakers to help you connect more deeply at your next networking event, right? This could turn into a whole month's worth of content, videos, blogs, social posts. Pretty amazing what you can do. All right. So that is going back to our goals today. Let's see what we've done so far. We've got a few minutes left. We've gone through some of the popular tools and templates, gone through some strategies to write better sales copy. You see here, this kind of writing, educational, either social media is going to be one of a, mainly two things: to provide some value and educate your audience, or to raise awareness and, move someone into action. So social media, those are the two main use cases. So we just showed you educational content can be done using the freestyle tool. Sales copy, promotional, persuasive copy can also be used on social media. Same thing with emails. Generally, emails either going to be to educate, inform, or sell them on taking an action. And blog writing, we'll dive into that a little bit further here in just a moment. But let me take a look at the questions and see what we've got. Yeah, great question, Amir. I'm not sure what the actual limit is. What are you looking to create? It's you can actually write quite a bit. So I would experiment. Let's just see. Like, I don't think I've actually maxed it out. I don't know how much you would actually need to write in there, but let me just grab all of this and yeah, you can paste all of that in there. Main points. I'll just paste it in again. Let's just actually just try this. So reversing it. What are you looking to create? We gave all the information there in that box. Main points. I'm giving it very little. Let's see what it does, how it handles that. Okay. So I think it looks like it was a little bit confused, right? It may not be quite as smart at deciphering that much information. So in this top section, what are you looking to create? I wouldn't be I wouldn't give it too many like conflicting things. Try to be as clear about what you want. In this case, we gave it multiple things like the blog topic, we gave it the section topic, we gave it the target audience, and the results are kind of varied. The first one here is just trying to help out with that first section. The second result here is expanding on what we wanted, which is that section of the blog. This one, it looks like it's going into more about them, the target audience. This one's going back to the 10 things. So you're not going to get as predictable results if you just dump a bunch of stuff here in this top section. So going back to the other one here where you tell it, I just want to write a section of a blog article, you can expand on this to provide value to potential customers of my product. You can give it that kind of extra context potentially. Usually it's not required though. And the way the tool has been trained is to be a little bit more high level here. What are you trying to create? If you feel like you need to expand on that, you can be more descriptive. Yeah, exactly. So it's better to just try to give it high level clarity and then details that it needs. Hmm. Let's see. Will the AI copy the tone of individuals or companies? Yeah, it's getting better. And that's actually one of the really fun things about the future of AI and where it's going is there's already a tool. A few ways to capture if you're looking to figure out the tone, so you can kind of tell it right here, right? What tone you want. What's really cool is if you look at right now, this is kind of hidden, but if you go to the product descriptions tool, I'll try to make this easier for you to see. The product descriptions tool. Yep. There we go. Let me zoom out. Any tool with that little lightning bolt, there's a supercharge feature. And if we turn that on, you can type in any website. So let me just type in the Copy.ai website as an example. Use this website and it will actually give you a breakdown. It'll scan the website and it will tell you what's unique about it, explain it to a 5-year-old, the target audience, the call to action, and the brand voice. So you can actually pull out a voice of any brand and it'll just kind of scan the website and figure it out. So again, if you go to a tool like the product descriptions tool, you'll see this little beta feature and you can turn that on and then put in the website. That's one way to scan a site to get the brand voice. The other thing you can do is use the voice brand voice tool. Again, a tool that's specifically trained on doing certain things. And you can actually tell it, the name of your let's just say it's Abby, I help social media content creators find the best tech tools to create engaging videos. So you can just tell it what you do and check it out. It'll come up with tones that could work for your brand. And now you could use these tones in your input. You could say, I want to be, techie friendly. And if we go back now to our tones here, you would just literally just paste that in and then create your own tone. And you can kind of keep that same voice throughout your own content. And now in the future, what you were looking for is something to be a little bit more intuitive where the AI kind of knows and figures it out. That's happening. And that's where this whole thing is going. You're on the right track there. So you'll be able to create like brand personas and it will, match that and start to learn more about your business. You'll even be able to put in information about your business and it'll kind of scan that and study it. And yeah, it's going to get wild. As of right now, it's a little bit more manual as far as the input, telling it this is the tone, but you can even describe, you could experiment a bit with in your inputs here. I've seen some of the team working on like, I am a highly trained technical person providing insights and da 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 da. If you're clear, like, hey, I want to write in the tone of this versus sell my service, that's the balance. So if you say sales copy, what I do, and tone, you can even just be more clear with what tone. I am a, I am highly trained and have spent years researching best tools, something like that. That's a little bit weird tone, but you could almost think of your aspirational tone. Maybe I am a leader in the industry and work with the biggest brands and influencers. Telling it more of an aspirational tone could be another strategy. So sales copy, what if we just did a social media post to share my top 5 tips? What I do, the tone. Then we'll have to wrap up here in just a minute. I'll take a look at any final questions. There's some tips. Let's see here. And this stuff can turn into an ebook, a free download, a quick guide itself. You could use this to write out your guide. Interesting. It's kind of all over the place, and that's what you get sometimes with AI. This is good. Top tips, tips, like questions you can ask. There's so many directions you can go with this. But I might just say a list of 10 blog titles to share helpful information that will attract my ideal customer. All right. You're not even sure what content to create initially, just have it come up with a list of 10 things. I put 10 in there just to challenge it a bit, to push it. And then you can take those titles and now you have content that you can expand on and turn into content. So it's a multi-step process here. What should I write? What should I create? And then having it write it for you. Interesting. Those are really creative. So I would do that as a first step, and now I have content. All right, let's see here. A couple more questions. Glad this was helpful. Yeah, scripts. Same process would apply here. And the last thing I want to show you is the templates. If you click on blog, the blog post wizard, this is amazing. And let me just show you using the same thing we came up with earlier. Let's go ahead and do a blog post wizard here. I went to templates, blog post wizard, start new project, and pop that in there. A list of 10 icebreakers. So this is kind of an all-in-one process. It's a little bit different. But if we click through this, I'll go ahead and do that techie, fun, friendly. We can ignore the keywords for now. This is another way to come up with a whole outline of content, or maybe even like just get ideas out of your head and do some brainstorming. This could also be used for a script for social media. So if we come up with your title here of things you want, here we go, your story. So it's giving us musical piece that inspires. These are pretty fun. All right, it gave us some ideas of the key pieces of content. Let's generate the talking points. So if you are writing a script, you can even scan through these. What are the key points I need to hit? Your story, it's unique, it's a way of connecting with people, points you could hit, ideas about the past. Interesting. All right, let's continue on. Now it'll write up the first draft of each of those sections, plus it'll add an intro and a conclusion. So again, script writing, one of the hardest things is that hook, the intro. So everything I've shown you today, persuasive, empathetic, identifying the pain points, grabbing their attention, the AI can help you do all of that. So let's see what it came up with for an introduction. You can imagine in your video, business networking events are great for meeting new people and building business relationships. However, if you're not prepared with some icebreakers to get the conversation going, it can be hard to build rapport with people in attendance. To help you out, here are 10 icebreakers that will help kickstart conversations at your next event. Right? That's a great intro to a video. Boom. Let's see. Next section. To get to know someone better, just make the event more fun. So I like that. I might edit that down to just right here. Icebreakers are looking to expand your network and make more connections. Icebreakers can help you get to know someone better or just make the event more fun. They work best when they're tailored to the group, specific needs. Da, 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 da. All right, some examples. Let's see. First off, your story. You want to share powerful. It's one. This is a great line. So you see, like this could turn into a blog, sure, but again, To me, this could easily become a script. Ideas about the past. If you don't like that, you can either write more or regenerate to get a different style of writing here. So each of these sections now you can expand. I wanted to write out a little bit more conversational style. Here you go. You can even have it write more if you wanted to expand on that as well. Business book. So it came up with similar stuff we saw earlier, but this is a whole process to write it up. And now the conclusion, you can see here, hopefully these icebreakers can help you feel a bit more confident going into your next business networking event. You don't have to be a comedian or an expert to improv or an expert in improv to make conversations with people. Just show up with a smile and willingness to try something new. And remember, while the goal, da, da, da. So it really sounds great. And in the next stage, if it does kind of end off with an unfinished thought, you can create the blog post and now you have the editing tools built in. So at the very end here, we can go ahead and just click here and press tab. I think it really just needed a period. So that's actually probably done, but you could edit these down or rewrite. Now, Abby, thank you so much. I appreciate you volunteering and asking some questions. Glad this was helpful. And with any other questions, join the Facebook group. We do these demos a couple times a week as well. So come back if you need some more help. There's also a library of other demos on the Copy AI YouTube channel. So plenty of resources to help you get going. Awesome. In-depth review. Great. Glad this was helpful. Love to see that review when it's done. And be sure to join the Copy AI affiliate program. You can monetize your reviews with your own affiliate link. And yep, we just got through that. So I'm going to wrap up. We're past the hour. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I get a little carried away, and we had some great questions today. So I'm going to wrap up there. And I want to show you one final thing. We wrote 1,500 words there with that blog. To show you a question that comes up a lot. Is this original content or is this just plagiarizing, right? So let me copy all this and paste it into a tool called Copyscape, which checks for plagiarism. It's very affordable. It only costs a few pennies to check. And just like that, you can see no results found, which means it couldn't find any scenarios where this was plagiarized from the internet. So this is your copy to use. Every time you write content with Copy AI, it's writing from scratch and it's yours to use. So it's crazy technology. So many ways that you can use this, leverage this to save time and grow your business faster. So have fun with it. Thanks for hanging out today. And I will wrap up for now. Until next time, take care and happy writing. And I'll take us out.